explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. One of her advocacy exercise is the original and the best by heart, none other than Miss Ellen Barrett.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, Miss Ellen. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Well, I'm Ellen Barrett. I'm a Fit Pro. I've been at it for over 30 years. And my goal is always to inspire. I have an online movement studio, which is really my biggest passion, my biggest focus. And yeah, I'm going strong.
Strong indeed, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Thank you, Miss Ellen. So today let's talk about the difference between wellness and fitness. So let's
Well,
start.
fitness is a component of
Mhm.
wellness, but wellness is the big umbrella. And wellness is the goal. Fitness is just one aspect. So, wellness is your mental health, it's your nervous system, it's your social system, it's your self confidence. Whereas fitness is our bones, our cardio, our muscles. So, I always really think, Fit Pros are part of the wellness complex. We're part of the wellness industry. And, we shouldn't sacrifice other parts of our wellness just to have strong muscles, which I think people kind of do. They kind of have a negative side effect on the bigger picture of wellness just to have a stronger quote unquote level of fitness. So there's a really big difference. Wellness is really the ultimate goal.
Let's start with the core distinction. How you define fitness and how does wellness expand upon or differ from definition?
Fitness, people can be fit, but not well. I mean, that's a big deal that no one really dives deep into. So you can have the cardio, you can have the muscles, you could have the physical prowess, but you could be unwell on it, in the big picture. There's a lot of people that were like, muscle builders that, you know, had rage issues and had sacrificed, their mental health in order to have stronger, bigger muscles. There's people who, exercise so much, but they have no social life. Um, there's people who are really lack confidence and they kind of use exercise and fitness as they abuse it, right? They punish themselves with it. And that's very unhealthy. So I just want people to realize that movement is truly medicine when it's mindful and done with intention. And it is a component of your greater health. So it's a means to another end. It's not the end, you know?
It's not the end, people. So many people use the terms interchangeably. What is the most common misconception encounter when people confuse fitness with wellness?
It doesn't bother me when people say wellness instead of fitness, but it bothers me when people think fitness is wellness because it's too narrow and it's too narrow of a way to see it. So yeah, I think, like I mentioned before, fitness is one component. It needs to be done thoughtfully. You need to feel good. It shouldn't irritate your body. And you should focus on your whole self, not just your muscles and your bones and your heart rate.
Interesting, Miss Alan. Is it possible to be highly fit but have low overall wellness? Can you give an example of what might look like?
Well, this is a really random example that just popped into my head, but I think of Lance Armstrong, the very famous cyclist who,
Hmm.
did Tour de France, and he's American. And, he was the picture of fitness. But he was doping, and he also had very severed, relationships. His reputation wasn't so great. And then he ended up having cancer. So he had the six pack, he had the cardio endurance, but he had cancer. And
Hmm.
so he was a perfect example of a pinup boy for fitness. But if you zoomed out and saw his whole life, it was a hot mess. So my goal is to really make women, especially, understand that fitness is this tool. It's a component of wellness, but our eye is on the prize. Our focus is on our overall wellness.
Well, interesting, Miss Allen. So let's talk about the mindset and motivation. How do the primary motivation for pursuing fitness versus pursuing wellness typically differ?
Well, wellness is longevity. So you're really thinking about down the road and now, but also down the road. It's not a short term fix, it's about habits, lifestyle. A quote that I love is little by little, a little becomes a lot. And that is sort of a motto I have, every day doing things that are good for you, that will maybe keep you stronger, get you to the next level. Rome wasn't built in a day, but over time, it doesn't take a lot of time to get into that track of being empowered and well. So yeah, so it's about the habits. It's about uh, the mindset is really about I am in control. I'm not a victim. What's in my realm that I can affect. And so that's a mindset that I also teach women every day, to just understand that you have the tools, you have what it takes, and little actions you do that are completely up to you. No one's going to force you to do things. You have to do them yourself and enjoy it and kind of seek it out. But the reward is so huge. It's that, empowered wellness. It's feeling great, looking good, and living your best life.
Living with your best life. I like that, Miss Allen. And I'm a victor, not a victim. Say to yourself, people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fitness goals are often measurable. How do we set the track goals for the more holistic, intangible aspects of wellness?
Great question. The number one thing is don't be overly ambitious. And so that's the number one, is don't be overly ambitious. Waking up at 6 a.m. to run 5 miles. There's going to be a day where it's raining, where you stayed up late the night before, where you have a child that needs your attention. You can't do it. And then you feel sort of crushed and demoralized. So really think about every day, little by little, little becomes a lot. So one goal I always say to everyone is move every day. If it's 9 o'clock at night and you haven't moved, do some little stretching, in your pajamas, and just open up your body, get energy moving, and just pay sort of homage to your own physical body. It's about respecting your own body. So that's number one, is don't be overly ambitious. Number two is do daily things. Think about the little by little, the little daily things, drinking lemon water in the morning, or, um, you know, doing a inverted shape, legs up the wall when your legs are feeling tired, to sort of restore. And another thing, the third thing, is really think about nourishing movement. It's not punishing, it's nourishing. So you don't want to cross that line, especially if you want longevity. We want to nourish the body with movement and not irritate it. So it should feel good, nothing too crazy, but it's really about the consistency.
Consistency about nourishment is something good. PayPal can a focus on fitness become detrimental to wellness, for instance, through overtraining or obsessive behaviors? Where is the line?
It comes down to self love, self respect, self worth, self esteem. And, that's where, again, fitness can become a poison or it can be the best medicine. So that's why wellness is the big goal, right? Because if you don't have that level of self love, you could have the best body in the world, you could have the strongest muscles, and it doesn't matter. It actually does not matter. It doesn't make a difference. So, use movement, really think of movement as this self-care modality, and just do it every day. Every day you can, every time you get to your mat, every time put on your workout clothes or go for a walk, you know you're depositing in that well-being bank account. And actually, when you exercise appropriately, when you're not going too much or too little, you're just doing it just right, it actually builds your self-esteem. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Scope and components, Miss Allen. Fitness is often focuses on physical attributes, strength, endurance, flexibility. What are the key pillars of wellness that exist outside of this physical domain?
Hydration, number one. A lot of people are walking around dehydrated, and it's not about drinking more water. It's really about eating water rich foods, paying attention to your thirst, um, noticing when you're thirsty, not, you know, drinking too much coffee, too much alcohol, too much dehydrating stuff. A lot of people, have sparkling water all the time, or they have a caffeinated beverage all the time. And those are really detrimental to the body and have nothing to do with actual exercise, but make a huge difference to your wellness. So I would say hydration. I would also say people are living with their nervous system on overdrive. And really calming down, getting present and grounded in your body, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It is so significant to your well being. Your adrenals calm down, your cortisol levels minimize. You feel more present. You're probably less likely to have accidents. You might sleep better. So you realize it's all kind of tied in, but those are things that really matter. They're huge. They're huge when it comes to our well being.
Let's talk about the rest. In fitness, rest is recovery from perform better. How does the role of the rest and recovery differ within a wellness framework?
Sleep is more important than movement because movement will feel so irritating if you're under rested, if you're feeling fatigue, if you haven't slept well. The body repairs and heals when we're sleeping. So sleep is actually, it trumps exercise 100%. A lot of fit pros won't admit that, but it's true. So sleep is really crucial, and you want to wake up feeling rested, and you'll be more likely to work out without a lot of goading that way too. So sleep hygiene, that's a phrase that I love saying, but no phones in your bed. Go to sleep, maybe read a book in your bed to fall asleep. Use essential oils if you need to, like lavender is really good to kind of calm down. Have a cup of chamomile tea before you go to bed to kind of calm down. Do some stretches that are very soothing. We want to have really a good night's sleep because it sets you up for success the next day.
Nutrition is a big part of both. How does approach to food change when viewed through fitness lens versus wellness lens? Miss Allen.
Yeah, nutrition again, it has nothing to do with anything on the exercise mat, right? But it has everything to do with our well-being. So it's a sign of self love when you eat well and you eat right and you eat, high quality foods. It's a sign that you love yourself. So, invest in yourself with good food. And take the time, get ambitious about eating well, learn how to prepare certain, you learn how to prepare a few meals. It goes a long way. Learn how to food prep for the day. I'm going to be gone all day today, and I have like a whole little bag of snacks and lunch and everything that I have a pear in there that I just washed and sliced up and put in a Tupperware thing, and I have some overnight oats in there, and I have a couple big bottles of water. And these are things that I'm not going to be home until like 2 o'clock. So this is going to keep me, um, it's going to keep me fueled and energized and hydrated until I get home and have a proper, midday meal. So those things, it's a sign of self-love to just take care of yourself.
Conversely, for someone who prioritizes mental and emotional wellness but neglects physical activity, how can they integrate fitness in a way that feels supported, not punitive?
That's a lot of people, because a lot of people are turned off by exercise and they say, oh, it's not for me. It's not for me. So find something that feels good. So they think I'm just sort of generalizing here, but a lot of people think exercise is pain. Exercise doesn't feel good. And it's like going to the dentist or something horrible. So that's actually doesn't have to be the truth. That doesn't have to be your truth. So exercise can feel good. It can be a privilege. It can feel like a treat. You just have to find the right modality for you. And you have to start with it not intimidating. So 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's why I'm a big passionate believer at home exercises, because people can just do it in their own home. They don't have to go socialize. They don't have to put on, spandex in front of people. It's time saving. It's, uh, you know, very convenient. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you can move your body, but 15 minutes is good. 20 minutes is good. 45 minutes is good. Whatever feels best is what's best. So that's a big thing. So find something that you enjoy. It might be playing tennis, it might be pickleball, it might be going for a walk, it might be a yoga class, it might be at-home exercises. Just feel out what feels right and is doable and something you enjoy, and then you'll do it. You'll do it every day. You'll do it often. And that's how people get really well, is they use movement as medicine for the big picture.
How does the concept of listening to your body manifest differently in fitness context versus a wellness context, Miss Allen?
Well, we want to honor the body. We don't want to override its signals. This is incredibly important, and it's not taught. I have a 17-year-old son, and I don't think he's taught this. You want to honor the signals of your body. Your body's always telling you something. It's always speaking to you. It's telling you what it needs. We just have to regulate our nervous system enough to feel what's going on and read those signs, that hear that communication. You'll notice that your body is your guru and it's guiding you. It's telling you exactly what it wants. It wants to eat this. It wants to rest. It needs a massage. It wants to stretch. It wants to move. It needs to get some exercise where your heart rate's pounding, just to get that energy out. Your body is telling you what it needs. And
Mm.
it does create an amazing autonomy to really start listening to it, paying attention to it, following its guidance. You start realizing, hey, I don't need that trainer. I don't need that therapist. I don't need, all this other stuff, because I'm getting guided and I trust it. And it seems really woo woo. It seems a little crazy, but it's really, really effective. And I find it to be 100% really important. And you know what? People who are truly well are letting their bodies lead the way. They're listening to themselves. And that's a really huge sign of empowered wellness, is that you are tuned in, you're plugged in, you're listening, and there's a really good rapport you have with your own body.
Let's talk about the integration, Miss Allen. What does an ideal sustainable synergy between fitness and wellness look like in a person's daily life? Can you paint a picture of the balance?
Yeah, the lines get blurred the more integrated you get. So, exercise, you just start seeing it beyond the body. A lot of yoga people see it and feel it right away. They're doing yoga for other reasons besides the body. And, the body's along for the ride, of course, because the body, mind, and spirit are all one. But when you have that integration, it's your way of life. So it's not compartmentalized, right? So it's your way of life, but also it's really about the big picture. Exercise becomes good for your mental health. Exercise becomes good for your nervous system. It becomes, good for your bones and your skin, and it becomes the whole thing. Um, and it's thrilling. It really is. It's one of the most exciting things is to see how it's all connected.
Is fitness is a subset of wellness? Are they two intersecting circles, or how do you visualize their relationship?
So fitness is a little circle inside the big circle of wellness. So wellness is the big pie, fitness is just a slice of it.
Hmm, interesting. The big picture of philosophy, Miss Ellen. Looking to the future, do you think or our understanding of this concept is evolving? Are we moving towards integrated view health?
I think I'd like to say yes, but there's a fork in the road, right? So a lot of people are going into the integrated route. They're going into that holistic way of seeing things. But there is another group that is all about fitness and nothing else. So I think there is like, two sort of directions we're going to go. It's going to be kind of bipolar, fitness industry and wellness industry, which is fine. That's how it's been. But I do believe that wellness and fitness, the lines are blurring for so many of us. And that's a good thing because we're seeing how, it's all connected. We're seeing how, the sleep, what products you use on your skin. We're seeing, you know, that your social structure, who you spend the most time with, it all makes a difference. And we're seeing, that self care and fitness kind of be the same thing. So I think there's going to be two directions we go in more and more.
Oh, yes, more and more and more for sure. So, Miss Alan, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 our fourth season, science 101, sex 101 third season, and my baby podcast trivia 101, law 101, mental health 101, motivation 101, entrepreneurship 101, and bible verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Alan, tell us finally on a personal note, how's your own understanding of the difference between wellness and fitness changed over time? What is your most valuable lesson in learning to balance them?
Great question. Number one is I am in charge of my wellness to a huge extent. And, you know, I don't feel victim. And That's really an important mindset. And I see that now. Even, people who have injuries, they think, oh, it happened to me. I got injured. But if you go back, there were signs. There might have been a little too much. There might have been an imbalance. So I really see as I get older and older that the ball is in my court, that I can affect my well being. I'm the number one driver of my wellness. Sure, things that unforeseen things can happen, but I'm going to do the research on things. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to take charge of my wellness and my sense of vitality. And that's the biggest thing now, is that I really didn't realize how significant it is. Movement, and movement is truly medicine. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself. And I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going to be exercising until the day I die, some way, somehow. It might be different, it might evolve, but that's the most important thing, is feeling empowered. And I'm going to try my best to stay that empowered.
Yes, definitely. Always say to yourself, people, I'm a victor, not a victim. And thank you
Yes, we're
so much.
victor, not a victim.
Yes,
That's right.
yes, we are a victor. I'm a victor, not a victim. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Ellen Barrett. So can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
I have ellenbarrett.com. I have a new workout that just came out called Align Strength. Another one's coming out called Glow Getter. So we have a new workout every month releasing, and they're sort of designer workouts that are well produced with proper editing and many cameras, and then they stay in our catalog. So those are my passions, and I'm always excited for the new workout to come out, people to see it.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Ellen Barrett, because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this will rise. So, one more question, Miss Allen. Our culture often celebrates fitness aesthetics. How does this focus make it challenging to cultivate a genuine sense of holistic wellness?
Got to go against the grain, everybody. The mainstream is the mainstream, but you are you. And so do what feels right. Make sure you nurture your body. Don't irritate your body. And it'll be there for you till the end.
Yeah, definitely. And Miss Ellen Barrett, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.